And the question is, I have been drinking and I pulled over by the police. Should I agree to their test? And I'm sure that's a question you ask or ask all the time, Ken.
I mentioned it earlier. I mean, that's a question I get whenever I'm at a party, folks. That's right. Somebody's got a beer in their hand. They want to know what happens if I'm on the way home. I'm pulled over. The officer asks me to get out of the vehicle. Do I agree to their test? And unfortunately, the answer is it depends. If you feel comfortable that you haven't given them any evidence of inebriation, and when you're asked to exit the vehicle, then it's kind of a gut call. I'd love to tell you I have a specific answer, but think of it this way. The officer on the side of the road is doing a DUI investigation, and there are 3 phases to that. He's already got you out of the car. He's already seen you driving the vehicle. Now he's his personal contact, and then he's leading towards pre-arrest screening, HGN test, looking for eye twitching to see if there's signs of alcohol in your system, walk and turn, the one-leg stand test. These really are, forgive me, they're sort of stupid human tricks, but they're not designed to find you innocent. They're really designed to try and find clues of inebriation. So you're giving more evidence against yourself if you do these tests. And if you feel pretty comfortable that you weren't driving erratically, weren't weaving in your lane, maybe you were just speeding, then it may be in a position at that point in time to say, you know, officer, I appreciate you doing your job, but no, thank you. I don't want to participate in those tests. And as a follow-up, for the standard field sobriety test on the side of the road, there is no penalty for not cooperating and participating in those. The only penalty comes in is if you are arrested, and then you'll be read what's known as Georgia's implied consent notice. That's for the state-administered chemical and blood, breath, or urine test.
And is that done down at the station as opposed to in the field?
That's a great question. The answer is yes, unless it's blood. And generally, they'll take you to a hospital or a doctor's office as far as to get the blood drawn. If you refuse the state-administered test and then you are found to be guilty of DUI, then you lose your license on a first DUI for a full year. There is no limited driving permit. There's no going to work or to school or taking your kids. So there's some they've got a hammer. It's an administrative hammer as opposed to a criminal hammer as far as taking you to jail. But you're still limiting the evidence that comes against you. So I'd go back to Barbara's question and say, if you feel comfortable that you're not slurring your words, you haven't dropped anything in front of the officer, then you might be in a position to say no.